Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is The Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. Like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Pro Cycling Manager 2018, Career Mode, episode number 71. We're at the National Championships, currently of Colombia, and Osorio is our one Colombian rider. And, well, it's Colombia, so no surprise. It's an all-climbing race with Lopez and Quintana the favorites, but Osorio could put up a decent fight for this one. It's looking like he should have about a +1. See if he can pull that off. No teammate support for him, so it won't be easy. Oh, he ends up with a -1 on the race day condition despite the +1 expectation. So he ends up drawing a -2 on the day. Very unfortunate, unlucky for him, and it's not going to make this easy. And we've got gravel to go with it here on this descent. And it's a looping course, so it's really easy. He finishes right at the top. I think we just started from the finishing line. So it's all gravel on the downhill side of it. And then we're going to continue uphill. And so far, it's gravel as well. Wonder if we're ever actually even going to hit any type of
There are several riders who can't keep up with the pace.
tarmac. I don't think so. Looks like this is an all gravel race. 200K with almost constant uphill. This is going to be intense. Oh, there is a little tarmac section. Right to the top, 1K to go. So about a 1.5 kilometer stretch. Okay, there's the top. That was the finish. That was the start. And we're back on a tarmac, and then bam, back to the gravel. So we've got just over 2K, maybe 2.5, maybe 3K on tarmac. The rest is all gravel. So this is going to be brutal. Absolutely brutal. 65 in the peloton, 9 away. They've got close to a 2-minute gap. Movistar is going to be leading the way primarily for this one with their multiple Colombian riders. Egan Bernal there for still Sky here in this game. Daniel Martinez, Ivan Sosa, Rigoberto Uran there for EF Education first. And we're just going to sit back for a while, go full speed. We've already got one rider off the back, and I did not see anything about a crash or puncture. So that's 2 riders off the back, 3 riders off the back. The field is fading quickly, and that's only 4 laps. We have another 19 to go. We just finished the 5th, so 18 to go. So 23 laps in all. And we're losing riders fairly rapidly. I mean, the peloton's down to 54 riders now. I need to get myself just near the top here. Go ahead and get water now. There it is. And we can comfortably return to the front. So Osorio hanging in there well so far. The breakaway is down to 8. The peloton is already under 50 now. And it's a 2.5 minute gap. This is brutal. This is possibly the most brutal course that I've seen. So, Colombia, kudos to you.
There's a mass crash in the back, but it doesn't look.
That's a break. Oh no.
Riders has come a cropper, but they all look ready to set off again.
I think that was actually in the Gruppetto. I don't think we lost any riders off the front. We might have. Down to 47 riders here. And this is very much one, once you're off the back, you're done. It's relentless. I say that now, and a group actually just came back at us. There's not a lot of pace in the peloton right now, so apparently it is possible. Concentrated effort. Multiple riders can still pull it back as those 8 riders are out to over 5 minutes. I could see that time crumbling quite quickly, but a 6-minute gap and counting is definitely advantage breakaway group. Pace is starting to pick up. A lot of laps done. 8 minutes. 8 minutes is the gap. Whew. And we're down to what, 9 laps? Eight now. And the peloton's been growing and the breakaway's been getting further and further out. If we don't start chasing soon, those 8 riders are going to finish 1 through 8. 10.5 minutes now. And the gap is growing really quickly. Now we're coming back. Now we're coming back. We just pulled back a minute and a quarter of a lap. So here comes the pace in the group. We're down to 40K. I need to get water one last time here. Let's do it now. Okay, 32 riders chasing 8. Let's bring it on down here as we continue. A lot of fatigue in there. Peloton shrinking quickly. 21 riders chasing 8, but they have almost 9 minutes. I mean, I know that time can come down quite quickly, and it's got to be brutal, though, those 8 riders and what they went through. But we're only 17 chasing them now, so it's not like we have the numbers to really bite back at them, and I have a feeling that they're going to win it. Dyer Quintana in that break. Definitely a select group in the chase. And it's Dyer Quintana who's going for broke, trying to split that group. But as they split up, it's going to get a lot easier to chase. Solo-wise, they're going to be slow. Those guys are, I mean, as tired as we are. It's got to be a lot worse for them.
And they keep on attacking. Anyone that's low on gas definitely won't be able to keep up.
Only 2 more laps to go, though. There's no way we're pulling them. In fact, it's out to 9.5 minutes. This is looking like a chance to get a top 10 by attacking the group. Nope, this isn't the right part. This is the false flat. False flat. I'm going to attack on this lap. Here's the area. Sosa, get out of my way. There we go.
And he spurts away from
Nope.
the group.
They don't want to let me go. Quintana checking my attack. So let's just stay in the group here. But we're fighting for essentially 9th place. I think we might pull back 1 guy, 2 guys, maybe. But, I mean, we're already almost at the end of this lap, and next time is the top. And we're only 12 chasing them, so we're still grumbling. We're lapping people. This is just crazy. But I really should have gotten into that break because I could be fighting for the win right now. $5K to go. Use my gel. Quintana. Quintana going for the attack. Sorio has the ability on the hill. 6 riders sliding away. That's the ability of those guys. Very strong riders, every single one of them. I mean, it's Uran, who I'm just barely keeping up with. 3.2k to go. And Dyer Quintana takes the win over Luis Martinez. Daniel Jaramillo. 2.5k to go. Uran riding my wheel. I'm out of red bar. Out of red bar. $1K to go. These guys all sprinting it out for, looks like 8th place now instead of 9th. Egan Bernal wins that. Miguel Lopez.
We're waiting for the tailenders who continue to arrive.
Ruben Acosta. Esteban Chavez. And I make it with that main group for the most part. I take 16th. But that's still, that would have been a top 10. Would have been a top 10 had they not allowed the breakaway to just ride out to 11, 12 minutes before deciding to chase. Or was that 14 at one point? Did it get up to 14? I don't remember. It was a massive lead. It was too much of a lead. So the breakaway just cruises. And there you go. Dyer Quintana. Brother to Nairo. I think it's brother. Yes. So many cousin, brother scenarios in the sport. I think this one is younger brother of Nairo. They are definitely related. I'm certain of that. But he'll be wearing the national champion of Colombia jersey for the next year. Quick updates. The Volta Ciclista Catalunya. We didn't get in. Paris-Roubaix. We didn't get in. Bull. He's injured. But it's only an open wound on the forearm, so he should be fine. We do have an equipment test. Double equipment test that is done. So the Madone and the Aeolus 3. Let's check out the equipment. Madone 2021. Here's what we have. It's worse, actually. It's worse than what we had. So no improvement. So we're going to continue R&D on that, as it's not actually improving at this point. And here's the new one here. No change. So we'll continue R&D there as well. See if we can't pull something out in the near future. Next up is Tour of Oman. We're 3 days away from that to get started. Sprint, sprint, sprint for the first 3. Mountaintop finish for stage 4. Hilly stage 5, but that's very close to mountain. However, it's a good one. That's a good one, actually. I really love that stage. And stage 6, it's a little bit punchy, but otherwise sprint stage. Also, it is an objective for us. Let's see, what is that objective? I saw right there. Top 5. One of our bigger objectives, actually our first major objective to this point of the season. Stage number 1, 40k to go. I did not really bring much of a sprint team to this. So I'm going to focus more on the overall, and that was the objective anyway, top 5, and I brought a lot of strong climbers to this, so we've got a real shot at being successful, and I have a quick moment here, and I really need to take advantage of this. There we go. It's a little late, 800 meters. Shoot. It's came up on me too quick. I thought I still had about 10k to go. My overall, guys, Marini is the sprinter. However, Marini is the one I'm riding for the stage, not for right now, because there's a 3-second time bonus. And I suppose I could take any one of these guys, like Osorio, sprint. I could take Conchi and sprint, Hamilton, sprint, Vervecchi, sprint, Swerble, sprint. All 5 of these guys are capable of getting into the top 5. It's a little late, and there's others competing for it. Nope. Never mind. Never mind. My bad. Just sit up. Missed an opportunity there. I'm going to try to steal a few seconds here and there where I can. I wanted to do it there. I did not time that right at all. Like I said, I thought I had about 10k to go. And then I glanced down and I saw that it was at 900 meters. By the time I hit pause, it was 800 meters. Got a little bit of fatigue setting in, but I'm just going to set up a sprint train here in a little bit. But again, I'm riding for the overall. So we're going to bring it down to... There you go. Got 5.5k to go, and we are forming our train, and with 5.5k to go, we'll use everybody's gel. So here's what I'm doing with the train. From Osorio on back, these guys are all riding for the overall, so they are just staying in tow. I don't want them to lose any time, which means I really only have a 3-man group for my sprints. Veldeman, what the heck are you doing way back here with these guys? I did not realize that they still had not gotten up here. I'm doing a very poor job right now of following directions. Swerble is not fast enough to get off the front. There we go, and he's done. Set him to auto. Veldeman is going to take over. He does have Marini in tow now, so at least I've got a little bit of speed in Veldeman. And also, he's definitely going to help. But you can see as we're down to 1.7, I need to set him to max effort here. Lead out Marini. Come on, come on, come on. And now just sprint all. But Marini is the one we're ready for. But unfortunately, he's got 4 guys solidly ahead of him right now. Rue, McClay, Rajovic, and Tuze. Pelosi and Vanderhorn are close. We're going to be lucky to get any higher than 5th place at this point. But Marini's... Oh, gosh, this is close. Rajovic takes the win. 2-8. Marini gets up to 30. At least he picks up a few seconds there. The time doesn't matter for him, but really we're just looking for that odd stage win at this point. But with the weaker lead-out group, it's not looking so likely. Swerble does lose some time on this. Before beginning stage number 2, you can see it is technically a sprint stage, but there are 2 punchy climbs right before the end that could change the outlook a little bit, especially with the type of riders that I have. We might be capable of doing something, but I don't want to burn up more than those 3 guys. A few updates. Again, Amstel Gold Race. No invitation for us. We're out. Liège, Bastogne, Liège. Start phase for that. Quite a few teams are looking for an invitation, but they will take 7 out of the 12. Ghent Wevelgem. We got in. We got an invitation for that one. So there's 1. Record Bank E3 Harelbeke. The Harelbeke race we did not get an invite to. And Valverde. At the age of 40, Alejandro Valverde is finally announcing that he'll retire at the end of this season. Let's skip forward to the last part of the stage. So this has been a really strange week for me. Sometimes that's just how it is. Things tend to happen in bunches. So I started the week with a Windows 10 problem that's been ongoing for a while. With my computer constantly waking up in the middle of the night, which I don't care for. I don't like having it wake up. I mean, I don't like leaving it on sleep that often anyway. But when I do leave it on sleep, I don't want it to be on 24 hours a day. I've got a lot going on here. I'm trying to preserve the life of it. So when I put it to sleep, I want it to sleep for a while. But I kept waking up. Worked on the problem. Fixed the problem. Had to go through a few things to get there, but I got there eventually. One of the things that I did on the list of suggestions was making an alteration to the Ethernet settings. That then created a problem the next day. Got around that, fixed that, moved past that. But that created problems, and actually that took me 2 days before I figured out what it was. That alteration I made to the Ethernet setting being what was causing that issue. So that was 3 days of issues. Then I had a YouTube upload issue. It was a strange one, but I got past that. And then the next day I had another YouTube upload issue, totally different, unrelated issue. So again, just the oddities continued. Things just going the way they go. That seems to have stopped. And then, again, another YouTube upload issue. They're having a string of things going on here recently. And then, that was yesterday, leading into this morning. Now, today, my latest issue, I'm sitting here recording PCM 18, and for about the 5th time in the history of this game, it froze. Right as I was on the final climb, right before the top. And at that point, where I was, what was happening, I had a 3-man break, all 3 riders my own, and then there was a 7-man chase group. 3 of those were my own, and only 1 rider was off the back in the peloton, just as we were about to hit the top of the climb. So we were cruising to a 1-2-3 victory, and potentially anyway, 4-5-6, and at least 3 other riders in the top 10. We'll see if we can replicate that here. One lesson I did learn, and it was already assumed, and they were towards the back, but this time I'm going to use them up, was that this is too punchy. If you handle it correctly, it's going to be a small group finish. Therefore, not for the sprinters. So this time I'm actually going to change it up just slightly to try to take even more advantage of the situation. And Marini, Veldeman, those weaker riders, the sprinters, the not punchy climbers, they're going to go first. I'm going to use them up, and maybe I can get a few seconds here out of this upcoming sprint point, which is 3.7k away. The top of the climb is 9.3k away, which means that freeze happened about 9k from where I'm at right now. The finish is 12.6k, at least from where my riders are. So here we go. Let's set up sprint train. We're going to go sprint train style, and we're going to completely switch this up because Marini and Veldeman, they're actually going to go to the front. So Marini and Veldeman are going to the front. So Marini, we're going to start bringing you forward right away, and then we're going to start lining up behind you. Now, Swerble is actually a really good chance of winning this. Great downhill, but I want to use him as a lead out for whoever my overall is. And it's tough to say, but it should be Osorio. So that's the back end. These guys are going to go into the middle. So Conchi, more of the pure climber, doesn't have the hill. So we'll use him after Veldeman. And then you have Hamilton and Vervecchi. Vervecchi's a little bit weaker, so we'll use him up next. Hamilton going into the middle, and then Swerble and Osorio. And there you go. So we're ultimately riding for Osorio for the win. Swerble, because he's the best lead out. Hamilton, because I want him to follow Osorio over the line. And then Vervecchi and Conchi, because I'd love to get them up there in the mix. But there you go. Let's bring it on down. Let's see if we can't bring this thing home. So Marini, give me some speed. Get out there. Contest these few seconds coming up here. 2.6k. He's got Feldman with him already. Feldman, use your gel. 10k to go overall. Here comes that sprint. All these guys are actually contesting that, but they're going to sit up, and we're going to just push right on by. Now let's hope we're actually set here. Conchi, we've got a small gap. Get over the top here, please. Otherwise, everybody's where we want them. Good, good, good. Okay, Marini's done. So Veldman, time to start working. 3.9k to the top. Marini, thank you. You're done. You did your work. And there you go. We're already to the front. We're in a really strong position. 2.6k to go. Conchi and Vervecchi. We're going to use yours now. We're going to get the other guys going here in just a moment. So Marini's done. You see the pace is really hurting everyone else behind. Now we're getting close enough. You guys can use your gel as well. Feldman's done. And now we're going to really put a hurting on. Let's go 98 with Conchi. Marini off the back. 12 riders left on the front. Comes those sprints. Now we're 1k away. And no, this is not going as effectively as it did last time. But Conchi, you're going to try to grab onto the back. Feldman, you're going to try to grab onto the back. Vervecchi leads us over the top, and now we've got a 10-man break. And Vervecchi is attacking the descent. 1.9k. Sprint. 1k to go. Now, see, this did not work out as well this time, sadly. All of you guys, sprint. But I do have 5 riders. There's 5 others with us. Restrepo is falling back. And then you have Tuze, Quintana, Pulsang, Ituria. I mean, this is frustrating because last time it completely worked out in my favor. That we caught everybody else unaware. And we were easily going to go 1, 2, 3. But whatever. It is what it is. Nairo Quintana takes the win. Tuze takes second. Hamilton takes third. So he picks up 4 seconds. Sorbo, Osorio, Conchi. There's going to be gaps to everybody else. For Vecchi is 10th. 30 seconds. 30 seconds is the gap behind to the next group, which is actually a small group. We're beating some really good riders here. Alaphilippe finishes 15th. Richie Port. Lawrence De Plus. They're in 20th. Tom DeMoulin, they're in 17th. Dylan Toynes.
Now for the best moments of the day.
So not the cruising to victory that we were able to pull off last time, the separation that there was. Oh, that was 30 seconds! And it was over a climb where the separation occurred. It was well before the top of the climb. We had 12 riders. They did not give a time gap. 119 riders all on the same time. They weren't even close to coming in as a group. And the separation happened before 10k to go. Oh my goodness, this game. This game. Arrgh! I'm frustrated enough that actually let's just call it an episode right there. No more frustration for me right now. I'm going to go ahead and do stage 3 off camera. 4 and 5 is where the good stuff really happens. So I'll see you then.